Hello, my beautiful soul sisters. Stephanie here from spiritualbossbabe.com. Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys are doing awesome. I had a great start to my day so far. I've been getting the rest of my packing done for my move. Well, kind of. I still have some stuff to pack, but been dealing with that. I have been answering a lot of messages this morning, getting back to people asking about Set Your Soul on Fire, my program that I'm starting, and I wanted to pop on and talk to you guys and talk to you guys about just really unapologetically stepping into your next level self, unapologetically being you and creating success from the inside out. So when you come on, say hi so I know that you are here. If you're watching the replay, say hey. I'll give you a couple seconds to jump in while I pull this up and get started. So I have a lot of things that I am excited about, a lot of things that are going on in my life, and I'm really entering this phase of like ending a chapter and starting a new chapter somewhere else. And so I've been like reflecting on a lot of things in my own life and on my journey so far, and it's just inspired me to come on here and talk about this because there's like a freaking loud ass like truck outside. It's like distracting me. But I wanted to come on and talk about this because as like entrepreneurs, as visionaries, as people who are, out to make an impact and make a difference, like first off, there's like, this is like, we are different. Let's just like own that and get that out of the way. We are different. There's not many people in the world like you and I, like people who are actually actively pursuing their dreams, actively pursuing a life of freedom, actively pursuing success in a big way. And so when you look at it this way, it can sometimes feel a little lonely, especially if you're just starting out. It could feel a little lonely because you might feel like not many people can relate to you, like maybe your friends and family don't get what you're doing or what you're trying to do or whatever. Maybe, you're nervous about putting yourself out there because you're afraid that the people who know you in real life are going to be like, what the heck is she doing? Whatever. I hear this a lot. And so it can be a little bit lonely, especially in the beginning, before you find your people, before you start to network and make more connections. And I just want to really reiterate how important it is for you to surround yourself with people who support you and people who light you up and people who inspire you and empower you, and maybe even people who are a few steps further along in their journey so that you know that it's possible, right? Are you guys able to comment? I'm trying to see if this is coming up. Oh, you guys are commenting. I don't see your comments on my phone, but I do see them on my computer. Good thing I brought that up. Hey, Leah. Hey, Aaliyah. Hey, Cindy. Cool. All right, so I'm going to pull up my little bullet points. Let me know if you guys can see me clearly. Give me a comment if you can see me clearly, because on my computer, it is like really funky and I can't see my face. So just let me know if you can see me clear or if you can hear me clear before I continue. Okay, cool. Thanks, Vanessa. Awesome. So, okay, cool. Now it fixed. So what I was saying is that we are not the norm, right? We are not like most of society. We are not, or maybe you were, whatever, but if you have these desires to create a life and business that supports you and to make an impact and to really just have like really just be able to design your life how you want, and you're actively pursuing it, then you are not like everyone else, which is awesome because so many people, they don't even think outside the box. So many people don't even consider following their dreams. They don't even consider that they're able to manifest their reality, that they're able to attract more abundance into their lives by their thoughts and their feelings. Most people don't even consider this, right? And so they get caught up in just the mundane things, right? Working a 9 to 5, living paycheck to paycheck, and with no hope that things can ever change, right? And so I just want you to recognize that and celebrate yourself for actually being one of the few. Unfortunately, it's that way, but with us, we can actually probably definitely make a huge difference if enough of us like really rise up and step into it. But so just be thankful that you are someone who really is aware that there's more out there for you. There's more to life than the 9 to 5 job that you hate, than living in lack, than doing shit you hate. You know there's more to life than that, right? You know that, or else you wouldn't be in a group like this. You wouldn't be, learning and growing from others and actively putting yourself out there, or at least having the idea like, oh my gosh, like I need to do something. You wouldn't even have like those desires or thoughts or what's the word I'm looking for? Inklings or something. I don't even know the word I'm looking for, to actually go and do the things that you want to do. So that is something that you really should be proud of, because we are the few. We are the few people who actually, take this stuff seriously. And it matters, because our life is meant to be lived the way we want to live it, like everything. And I'm probably going to sound like a conspiracy theorist for a little bit, so hopefully some of you can appreciate this, but like everything that goes on in the normal world and society or whatever, the way that people are conditioned is just so frustrating and so disheartening. And I shared a while ago, and I might get a little off topic, don't worry, I'm going to still talk about like stepping into your unapologetic self. This is all going to be good. But one of my first like awakenings was when I was, I don't know, maybe like 19, 20, like 10 years ago, I started like really learning about the conspiracy theory stuff, and like how everything like on the news and TV like is just brings people down and causes fear and anxiety, and all this talk about the economy being shitty like causes people to feel fear and scarcity, and the whole point of like how everybody's basically like working and doing this meaningless work and meaningless jobs to build up everyone else's dream or whatever, other people's dream instead of their own, and making like little to no money doing all of this work. And it's just like, that's not how it's supposed to be. And as I like started learning about this stuff, like not just stuff that you see on TV, but stuff that like we read in like papers, and like, even our food is like contaminated with so many chemicals to dumb us down. When I started learning about all that stuff, I actually went through this depression, but this awakening, but also depression. I was like, man, like this is like ridiculous. Like I can't believe how much the world is being brainwashed, how much the world is being basically enslaved, right? Like most of society is basically enslaved in this concept that that things are a certain way and that is how it is, when really it's not how it needs to be, right? Like we are creators, and we have so much power inside of us to create a reality that we really do want to live, right? And so when you step outside the box of the normal and the box of the having to go to school and work and retire and blah, 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 like not that there's anything wrong with any of these things, but when you step outside the box and you start to like surround yourself with other people who are outside of the box, with other people who are, like more awake and aware, with other people who are actively pursuing their dreams, then you start to step into kind of a new reality, right? You start to step in like a new reality where you're around other people like you who are the people who are going after their dreams and the people who are wanting to make an impact. And I think that most of the reason, and no matter how different the things that each of us may do in the form of the impact we crave to make, I feel like there's still a similar theme. And that theme is really to help even more people realize that, hey, wait a minute, like, you have so much power. Help more people realize that there is more to life than the mediocre, than the just settling for things. There's so much more to life than thinking that, you can't have and be and do everything that you want. Like, that is like the most debilitating thought ever, like feeling or thinking like you actually can't do all of the things that you want, or have the things you want, or give the things you want. That's like debilitating, and it feels like entrapment. You feel me? And so I am just so passionate, not only for myself to follow my dreams relentlessly, and I've been doing that for a long time, longer than before I started this group and my coaching business, but I am passionate about helping other people do the same, because it just it crushes me knowing that there's so many people like not living their potential, and that there's so many people who are stuck in this old paradigm of thinking that things are a certain way. And maybe some of you are those people who are, you have these dreams, you have these desires, right? But there's still there's still some shedding of the old shit that needs to happen. There's still some shedding of the old stories, or the old normal for you, or whatever, in order for you to step into your next level self, into your greatest version of yourself. And when I say that, I don't mean that there's anything wrong with you. I don't mean that there's anything to fix. It's just to step into your truth is what I mean. Because if you're living in this old paradigm of lack and scarcity, and wondering if you're good enough, or wondering if you have what it takes, or wondering and wondering and wondering, and worrying and worrying and worrying, then you're not actually living your truth. But the more you can ditch those layers and peel them back, and actually start to shine your light even more, and unleash the magic that lives within you, I'm talking about the thing that lives within you, and you know what I'm talking about. The thing that lives within you that is just this burning desire to really do the things that you want to do, to really make an impact, to really make a lot of money doing what you love, to really be able to just live the life that you want to live, whatever that means to you. This might be different for everyone. Not everyone maybe wants to travel all over. Maybe you guys, some of you want to buy a house, or whatever it is, put your kids through school, start a charity or something, whatever. But it's just it's all possible. But it involves peeling back those layers, and just knowing that you've been living in this old paradigm. You've been living in these old stories, and some of them may be your personal stories and stuff from your own experience, and some of them may be a collective thing, where, as I mentioned before, how all society is pretty much brainwashed. The food we eat, the things that are on TV. Guys, I haven't even watched TV. I don't even own a TV. I haven't even watched TV in I don't even know now, years, at least 4 years, and I have no desire to, but I am a YouTube junkie, because I love learning, and I binge watch YouTube videos, so, but there's so much that is out there to influence people in a not so great way. So what I wanted to talk about this because I want you to commit to influencing yourself or finding things to that influence you in a positive way, and ditch the things that may influence you in a negative way. And you may not even notice those things, like watching the news and like yeah, shit like that just for me makes me depressed as shit and does not make me feel good, and just no. And I'm not saying you can't like know what's going on in the world, but just be mindful of like how you're feeling and choose to surround yourself with other people or read books or watch videos that actually empower you and inspire you to step into your next level self. Hey Nancy, unleash the magic that lives within you. Yes. So let me go back to my little notes, because I have just like some little bullet points just to help me flow with what I wanted to say. Because I got a little off topic with that, but it's, relevant because, it's time, and I feel like there's so much shifting lately for like just energetically. It's time for more of us, for more people who are out to make a difference and make an impact. It's time for more of us to really own that, to really, really stand in our power, because the time is passing either way. And if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like, you're not really living out your life in the way deep down that you're capable of doing, then I want to challenge you to really move through any fear or doubt that's slowing you down or holding you back, because you're so capable. And any stories that are coming up that are telling you otherwise is like I said, that old paradigm, that old stuff that needs to be released and healed or processed and just shifted into a new way, because there's so much magic living within you that you guys have already, most of you have been like putting yourself out there. And for those of you who are just starting out, now's the time. Like if you're waiting for a sign, this is it for realness. And so when you surround yourself with people who inspire you and lift you up, and you are basically brainwashing yourself in a positive way instead of the negative way with like TV and news and all this stuff, if you brainwash yourself in a positive way by, just really finding something that inspires you each and every day and inspiring yourself each and every day, then you're going to start to step into a new reality. You're going to start to raise your standards. And what I mean by raise your standards is you're going to start to decide what you're no longer available for. And this is when so much magic happens. Have you guys ever reached a point in your life, right? And I want to hear in the comments. Have you ever reached, like, you were facing a challenge, any kind of challenge, right? And you finally reached this point where you were like, enough is enough. Fuck this shit. I am going to do something about this. And then you did something about it, and you got onto the other side of that challenge, right? You reached a goal. Let me know what that was for you, or if you've done that. It could be something small, whatever, but a challenge and something where you were like, oh my God, enough is enough. This is bullshit. I'm doing something about this. For me, the first time for me was my weight loss journey. And that was the first time that I realized that I can do anything that I put my mind to. So I want you to comment below what that is for you, if you want to share it, or just like say yes, like that's totally me. And I want you to think about this when it comes to growing your business and attracting more money. You had this challenge, and you reached this point where you were like, enough is enough. I'm doing something about this. You decided, and then you raised your standards because you were no longer going to be available for that challenge. You were like, this, enough. No, I'm doing something. Let's do this, right? It's the same thing with any goal, with anything, like with growing your business, with making an impact, with making a lot of money. And you don't always need to reach that point of like, that rock bottom point of, enough is enough. I'm tired of this. You don't always have to reach that point. But usually it like takes getting there for most people to be like, fuck this shit. I am not doing this anymore. So I just want you to know that you do have the power to make that decision and to raise your standards at any point in time. So if you are, just if you've been trying to grow your business and make more income, and you've been feeling like you've been doing all the things and or holding yourself back and not doing the things that you probably should be doing, that you want to do, then I just want to be here to kind of give you that push. Like, now is the time, like, to raise your standards. Like, enough is enough. Like, let's start to call in what you actually want in your life. And what does that mean? So what do you need to do or change, or how do you need to show up differently for yourself in order to make that happen? What are you no longer available for? What are you raising your standards for to call into your life? And how are you going to energetically align with that and make that happen? So you got to really know, like, what and why. You need to, like, have some idea of the how, but the how usually comes once you know the what and the why. When you know the what you want and the why you want it, then that's when the inspired ideas come, and that's your how. So don't worry about the how just yet. Like, claim what you're no longer available for. Decide to raise your standards, because enough is enough. Like, you are enough. You are capable and worthy. So declare what you want, why you want it, and listen to that inspired action, those inspired ideas that come your way. And guys, another thing that I want to, like, talk about, a side note, you might have some really, really big dreams and goals, which is awesome, and I hope you do. But if you're at a place where that really, really big dream and goal seems like too far out of reach, too far away or whatever, it's okay to break it down, and it's okay to take it back a little bit so you can start with that first chunk of the goal, right? So if you're first, like, if we're talking about money, like, if you're like, you want to make, like, multiple six figures and you're just starting out, maybe you take it back and say, I'm working on my first $5,000 month, and that is what I'm only available for right now. And so you energetically align with that and work your way up, whatever feels good to you. But I think that it's fine to do that, because sometimes having, like, a really, really big goal, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with having a big goal. You should have big goals. That's awesome. But if you're so focused on the big goal when you're, like, just starting or whatever, when you're kind of, still figuring things out, sometimes it can feel daunting and overwhelming and cause you to maybe procrastinate or doubt yourself even more, because it's, like, seems so far off. So take it a few steps back and decide what right now, what are you raising your standards for right now? I'm reading some of your comments, because I can only see, like, 4 comments at a time on my computer. I don't know why it's not working on my phone right now. How has been my greatest challenge? I'm like, I want all these things, but I feel stuck with how I'm going to achieve it. That you just have to tap into your heart. You just really, like, don't get so caught up in the how that you start, like, over analyzing things and, like, trying to do things perfect. That perfectionism thing, like, kills you, So whenever I've gone through those moments of, like, getting caught up in the how, I just, it takes practice to trust yourself and take that messy action, because that's how you learn. I was just talking about this yesterday, like, taking messy action and just doing shit that feels like you're just feeling pulled to do it, and just do it. That's how you learn. That's how you learn what works. That's how those next ideas that go along with your how will come to you. So don't be afraid of, like, just doing things. Instead of getting stuck with analyzing how to do it. Just throw yourself, like, in the fire and get the work done, and work from that place to find what feels good. And Vanessa says, I was fed up and drained from working 2 jobs. One was over 12-hour shifts. This isn't right with my soul. Yeah, it's so crazy how this happens, guys. It's seriously, once you decide to do something, but you really decide, like, you're like, no, I am not putting up with this anymore. This is changing, and no. And you raise your standards. It's like, it's one thing to say you decide, but I'm talking about really feeling it in your body decide. Like, this is how it's going to be. This is what I'm working towards right now. My big ass vision is over here still, and that's awesome, and I'm working towards that and bringing that into my reality. But right now, this is my new standard that I'm striving for, and I'm no longer available for this. And it's just like having that decision. So just know what and why and the how is going to work itself out, guys. And this doesn't even just go like for your business. I use these examples and stuff in life too. Like when I moved, I'm about to move across the country again, for those of you who didn't hear like that little announcement. But I used to live in New York City for like 8 years. And when I moved to Austin for the first time, like 3 years ago, I had no fucking idea of what I was gonna do. I literally was gonna just go to visit, and then I decided a couple weeks before that I felt like I just like wanted to take an adventure and just maybe I'll stay there. So I didn't have really anything in savings at the time. I was still like building myself back up from my previous business that kind of crumbled underneath me. I didn't know anyone there. I'd never even been there. And I just had this like nudge and desire to find myself and to take this adventure and do something crazy. And it was the most amazing experience. And once I got there, then it was bumpy at first, don't get me wrong, but things started to fall more into place. I started to really learn a lot about myself. I started to meet a lot of people. I started to, it just, and that's how life is. When you just decide to do something that is like out of the norm, something that is that really takes you out of your comfort zone in life or business, that is when you open the doors to things. That's when you basically like shift energy around. You shake things up, right? It's like you break yourself out of your routine way of doing and thinking, and you just shake shit up. And that is how you make room for people to come into your life, for opportunities to come into your life, for your business to grow, for you to find your voice. That's how you make room for even more magic. Getting out of your comfort zone, shaking shit up, and just doing things and knowing that you are growing in the process regardless. So regardless if you actually reach your goal, or regardless if things actually go the way that you originally thought, you're still learning, you're still growing, and you're still getting further in your life and in your process, right? So just know that. I'm reading some of your comments. Yeah, Crystal says, I love feeling it in your body. Yeah, like I can feel when I need to do something or change something, and I didn't always feel that, or maybe I did, but I wasn't always aware of it, right? Like, but the more I've like really started trusting myself and taking action in my business and like, putting myself out there more, the more I started like trusting myself, the more I started really understanding what it feels like when I feel really aligned with something. The more I started trusting what it feels like when I'm feeling called to do something or go somewhere. And so that's why I'm moving again across the country. I moved from Austin to Tampa like a year and a half ago for a relationship, and now I'm about to move back to Austin this week. And the thing is funny because I've been saying for a while that I wanted to move back to Austin, that I'm just feeling like I need new energy and I would like to go back because I was only there for a year and I really enjoyed it. And the place I'm at now is like I moved here only for a relationship that didn't work out, and I never, like, I wouldn't have moved here otherwise. And so it's like just doesn't feel aligned with me and with where I'm striving to go in my own life and with my business. So I'm really excited because once I put it out there even more powerfully, things just happened. I went on a trip to Austin a couple weeks ago, found an apartment, and just things started working out. So that my point of sharing this is because this happens when you decide and when you honor what you're really feeling pulled to do. And it can feel scary. It's actually usually is kind of scary because, you know, you're in this comfort zone, you're in this comfort bubble. And like, I'm a very routine person. And so, yeah, this move is like not scary, but it's definitely shaking things up because I know, like, you know, my routine's going to be a little bit like, it's going to take me a minute to get settled in and decorate my new place. You know what I mean? So yeah, like that stresses me out a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie, but that's how things go when you get out of your comfort zone. It might be like this like messy looking thing until the dust settles a little bit and you really step into that new space, so to speak. And I'm speaking hypothetically too, because this isn't just about moving, this is about moving energy and making space for what you want, right? And this, like, guys, I'm gonna use another example because I think that some of you probably can relate to this too. You can relate this to leaving a job, right? Leaving a job. When I left my jobs, it was scary as shit, right? Even though I knew I would be fine, it was still like, having a job or having a side job or a full-time job or whatever, it's like that is your normal. That was your normal. Or maybe that is your normal and you're wanting to make the leap. And so it's natural to feel nervous and scared, like, holy shit, like, I'm really gonna leave my jobs. Like, now it's up to me to really make shit happen. And so it's normal to feel scary or to feel scared and nervous around those things. But that's how you grow. Like, that's how you're going to learn how to trust yourself. And even if things like you'll grow in so many ways because you'll start to really take more action and really go more all in with your business. But even if things didn't work out, hypothetically, because that happened to me the first time I went self-employed, a year and a half later, I was, getting a side job again. But even if things didn't work out, hypothetically, just learning that you can trust yourself, that you're going to be okay. Even if things didn't work out, if you left your job or something, you're not going to die, you're not going to starve, you're going to be fine. You learn to trust yourself that no matter what, like, if worst case scenario, you'll find another job. Worst case scenario, right? Best case scenario, you will just dive into your business way more. You'll have more energetic space to show up more powerfully. So therefore, you'll attract more people to your business, to what you're doing, to pay you, buy from you, whatever. And you'll start to, build momentum. So just another example of how deciding, like, really changes things and makes makes room for more things to flow your way. Thank you guys. Thank you, Michelle. I'm so excited to move. I'm really excited. Super, super excited. I'm reading some of your comments, but yeah, so hopefully this was helpful to you. Let me see if I have anything else on my little notes. This was actually longer than I anticipated because I was flowing with it. Basically, though, to sum it up, success is something that you create from the inside out, right? It's not from anything externally. And just like, you know, how that quote goes, happiness is an inside job or whatever, it's like the same thing for success. Success is like a mentality. It's something that you create from the inside out. You know, things that are external don't define you. You define you. And I believe that success really is you living your truth and taking action on what you really want in life, and just knowing that you're worthy and deserving. And that's where the real work happens, inside, you know, because as an entrepreneur, as a visionary, as a leader, or someone who is trying to, you know, make a massive impact, there's a lot of mindset work that is going to be needed, because as humans, we get into our head, we go into those motions of doubt, we go into those moments of imposter syndrome and stuff like that, and it can really hold you back from making the impact and the income that you really want. So success is an inside job, and it's just like this never-ending process of growth and expansion within yourself, and giving yourself what you need. Like you are the only person who can give yourself what you need. You are the only person who can love you in the way that you need to be loved, right? From you. That is the most powerful thing of all. And that's why self-care and giving yourself what you need is actually a big part of being successful and growing a successful business. Because like you can't just have this, you maybe there's like people who are successful making a lot of money, but they're really fucking unhappy and unhealthy, you know. But that's not what you want. You want it all, right? You want to be successful, abundant, healthy, and happy, right? And so that is why it's like this whole holistic approach of really honoring yourself, taking care of yourself inside and out, while you share your message and share your gifts with the world. So yeah, thank you guys for the good vibes for my move. I'm so excited. Friday, I'm driving across the country. And I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited. So that is all I have for you guys today. If you are wanting to take things to the next level, you really loved the Amplify Challenge last week, and you want to take things further, then my Set Your Soul on Fire program is for you. It's for those of you who really just are ready to amplify your message and really grow your tribe of people, your people who you want to serve and you want to impact their lives, and for you to really own your message and your voice and be able to do things that are in alignment with what you really want. So if you guys want to check that out, there's only a few more days to enroll, and I'm doing this all live. So I'm going to pop a comment for you to check it out. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be sharing more about it through the week, but yeah. Hold on, let me put a link. I should have just copied and pasted. So that is all I have for you guys today. Go check out Set Your Soul on Fire. I'm so excited to bring this to you guys and to share this with you. And I know it's going to be a huge game changer, because we're going to be diving into a lot of stuff. So it's going to be awesome. I hope you guys have an awesome day. I'm going to go work out now, and I will see you guys soon. Bye. Love you.